That's right. The decorated football player and the Hollywood celebrity going from national sports legend with the Buffalo Bills to American villain following the murders of his ex-wife and her friend. And even though he was acquitted in that case, his legacy remains one of triumph and tragedy. O.J. Simpson's life in the national spotlight beginning in the 1960s as an All-American running back for the USC Trojans. He would go on to win the Heisman Trophy in 1968. Simpson's superstar status took off right here in Buffalo. He played 9 seasons with the Bills, earning the nickname The Juice. He won 4 NFL rushing titles, his best season coming in 1973 when he ran for 2,003 yards, becoming the first running back to break the 2,000-yard rushing mark. He would go on to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I'll never let you guys down, man. I'll live up to the honor of being in this hall and being on your team.
The Bills adding his name to their Wall of Fame in 1980. Simpson would later become one of the first black athletes to win off the field as a sports broadcaster and an actor, appearing in commercials, TV shows, and movies.
Yeah, from Dakota.
However, his legacy as a sports hero would forever be overshadowed by what happened next in June of 1994. Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman, found brutally stabbed to death in Los Angeles. Simpson quickly became a suspect leading police on that infamous white Bronco slow-speed chase carried live on national television. He was later arrested and charged with both murders. His so-called trial of the century would go on for 9 months.
It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
While criminal court jury found him not guilty in 1995, 2 years later, a separate jury in his civil trial found him liable for the deaths, ordering him to pay $33 million to the victims' families. A decade later, Simpson led 5 men into a confrontation with 2 sports memorabilia dealers in a Las Vegas hotel room. A jury later convicted Simpson of armed robbery and other felonies. He served 9 years in prison and was released on parole in October of 2017. His last known visit to Buffalo last fall. This is him at a downtown bar on September 30th, the night before he attended the Bills-Dolphins game at Highmark Stadium. And Simpson's family posting this message on social media this morning. They say he was surrounded by his children and grandchildren at the time of his death. They're asking the public to respect their wishes for privacy at this time. And we have yet to hear any kind of reaction from the family of Nicole Brown Simpson. But Ron Goldman's father said in a statement, quote, "It's no great loss to the world. It's a further reminder of Ron being gone."
Here at 7 News, we have covered just about every aspect of Simpson's life, and former anchor Keith Radford giving us a front row seat to all of it, from Simpson's glory days with the Bills to his trial in Los Angeles. Today, I talked with Keith from his home in Florida, where he offered some insight from his experiences firsthand.
He was the man about town. I mean, he was very popular, very well-liked.
When it comes to O.J. Simpson's connection to Buffalo, former 7 News anchor Keith Radford knows the stories well. Keith's career here started in 1987. Says he got to know Simpson along the way.
He was great, and people loved him. You know, his name was up on the wall out at the stadium, and you know, things went 180 degrees, of course, after that.
Keith tells me he was stunned when the news broke in June of 1994 that Simpson was being charged with murder in the deaths of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman. When that news hit, what was the response to all that, Keith?
Well, shock and disbelief, and I grabbed a cameraman and we went out to the airport and got on the next plane to Los Angeles.
Keith spent 10 days in Los Angeles. He filed live reports outside Simpson's home and was at L.A. Police headquarters for the start of the infamous white Bronco chase.
They have a little conference room. We all went in there. Everyone's waiting. The commissioner gets up and says, "O.J. never showed up. He's now considered a fugitive." And everybody went, "Ah." So we all ran outside to our live shot positions where our cameras were to do our live reports. And all of a sudden on the TV monitors, there's the Bronco chase. Keith would return to L.A. in January of 1995 to report on the first week of Simpson's long murder trial. When the verdict came down that October, Keith remembers the reaction inside a downtown Buffalo restaurant. You had people applauding, cheering, and then you had other people looking at the TV screen in absolute disbelief.
10 years later, in 2004, Keith reached out to Simpson through his attorney requesting an interview. Simpson agreed, so Radford traveled with a photographer to suburban Miami.
One stipulation was you can't bring up the murders. So I just, just to get the interview, I said, yeah, okay. Well, I didn't have to bring it up.
I didn't commit the crime. I don't believe they deserve a dime.
He had convinced himself, he didn't think he did anything wrong. And he was, he's kind of mad, put out that people thought he was guilty. So it was just bizarre. The whole thing was, I should have been harder on him.
What do you think O.J. Simpson's legacy now is in Buffalo?
There are two O.J. Simpsons. One, the star football player, set all those records for the Bills and then went on to play in San Francisco. And then there's O.J. Simpson and all of his trouble and the murder charges. I would say the majority of the people I've met and talked to over the years, most of them have a pretty bad taste in their mouth for O.J. Simpson.
And when I asked Keith about O.J. Simpson's passing today, he called it the end of a tragic and bizarre episode that played out over a number of years.